We ain't found Sith.
Warning, the following podcast contains speculation, which may be confused with spoilers, although it may also contain spoilers. You have been warned.
Hello, and welcome to issue 74 of We Ain't Found Sith. I am your host. My name is Eben, and joining me, as always, producer Fungus.
Yoga Fire.
Pedro is somewhere out in the wind, probably sweating, because that's what he does lately.
Probably sleeping.
He may or may not join us. We don't know. But welcome. It's been a week too long, but issue 74, and the reason that we skipped a week is Gus, you got an interesting new job.
Yeah, man. So Lemon City got approached to host the Morning Drive show on a new sports radio station here in Miami called Onside Radio. So if you guys want to check it out, we're on from 8 to 10. You know, just follow us at Lemon City Live, or you can follow at Onside Radio, and you'll see all the programming there. You got a bunch of local legends there with their own shows, and somehow they asked us to host the Morning Drive.
There you go.
Yeah, man.
And that's onsideradio.com?
Onsideradio.com, yeah.
That's right, onsideradio.com. Just click on the Listen Live tab, and you can listen to it. Now, you guys have also launched a new podcast feed, The Morning Juice with Lemon City Live.
Yes.
And you guys there, you release the program every day.
Exactly. That's the name of the show. The name of the morning show is called The Morning Juice with Lemon City Live. We're still gonna do our regular podcast once a week. Just regular Lemon City Live. So no need to unsubscribe from our regular.
But as everyone knows, How Goes Lemon City also kind of affects us here, as you do pull double duty. We have discussed it, and we will sometimes be coming to you without Gus. Gus, who's our Iron Man on both of these shows, who's not missed a single episode. Well, no, you did miss that one episode of We Ain't Found Sith that we recorded, me, Pedro, and Louie, that the audio came out kind of,
that's right.
Whatever. But you haven't missed an episode of Lemon City. You've only missed one episode here. You are the producer with the most experience.
Yeah.
And honestly, with Pedro not having a webcam, sometimes you guys are just gonna be looking at me. and I'm gonna apologize because
we're gonna force him to do something a little more creative than just that Spider-Man that he has.
Yeah, we might just get him to switch up that logo every week or something.
Yeah,
speak of the devil.
Yeah,
he just woke up.
I guess he'll be on a little bit.
Yeah. Anyways, in order to allow him a minute or so, guys, we are 2 days from Mandalorian season 2 coming in.
Ooh, yeah.
Right off the heels of The Boys season 2. Obviously, two shows that could not be more different.
Yeah.
And yet both near and dear to our hearts here at We Ain't Found Sith.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking forward to it. If you guys are following StarWars.com, every Monday between now and December, they are releasing new merchandise on Mondays. They're calling it Mandalorian Mondays. Gus, you're a sneakerhead, right?
Yeah.
They dropped some images from some sneakers that are dropping next week on Adidas.com, based on the Mandalorian. Man, I saw one design that I'm like, man, I kind of think I might want to get those, which are the Mandalorian Adidas sneakers. I don't know. I don't remember the names of shoes anymore. Like, I know Air Force Ones, Jordans, and like Air Max. Those are like what I know. These are like a Adidas slip-on.
Okay.
And then they've got like the laces kind of like integrated, which I don't know. I have my Nike Air Maxes are a slip-on and they have laces, and I find that like when I put my foot in there, I don't need the laces.
Yeah.
So they're just kind of there for show.
Exactly.
But they look pretty dope. I kind of like them.
Laces are overrated, bros.
There you go. Welcome aboard on the show, sir.
What's up?
We woke you up from your nap. Are you familiar with the show topic today?
No.
We're doing our top 3 Halloween movies.
Oh,
And right now we're just talking about how I'm excited for Mandalorian season 2 and the Mandalorian Mondays where they're dropping new merchandise on Mondays.
nice.
Other than that, how much time do you need to kind of scramble together a list of your top 3 Halloween movies?
I already have. 'em.
And they don't have to be horror movies; they can be any kind of movie as long as they're somehow related to Halloween.
I already got them.
All right, perfect.
All right.
These are the kind of things I think about.
Yeah, right off the top of your head. That's what I like to hear. So I think we're gonna, in the interest of brevity, since Gus has to be up early in the morning, we're just gonna jump right into it. My number 3, Monster Squad,
Nice.
classic from my childhood.
All right.
I absolutely love it. It's kind of like it's back when like you can make movies with kids,
Yeah.
but still have like a good amount of like humor that was not like childish, and yet
Mhm.
still also childish. It's a very simple premise. It's Halloween, and the classic Universal monsters invade this town. They want to make a sacrifice so that they can take over the world, and like these local kids who live in this small town USA have to like stop them. But man, it's a fun little adventure, and I think I was like right in the age group that like the kids were in like when this movie came out.
Nice.
So like for me, it was like, oh yeah, man, totally. Also, a movie that answers a very important question, and that yes, the Wolfman does indeed have nards.
Yeah. Just in case you were wondering.
Just in case you were wondering, if the Wolfman comes after you, you
Yeah.
can kick him in the nards because the Wolfman's got nards.
Yep. That's his one and only weakness, like, or a
There
silver
you go.
bullet. Besides the silver bullet.
Besides the silver bullet.
Yeah.
Oh man, but I love that. I fucking love
Yeah.
that scene. That scene, especially like when you're a kid and like I had never heard the word nards before. I didn't like obviously you watch the movie and you realize what they are, but
Of course.
I think we always stuck to like balls or nuts.
Yeah.
I had
Balls
never
or nuts.
heard the word nards before, and it was just great.
Nads.
Yeah. Nads.
Not
Back in the days,
when I was
Nads.
that age, I don't remember nads being a thing.
I do.
Nads.
Yeah.
I think I remember Nads being.
Kick him in the
thing.
nads.
Kick him in the
I
Nads.
think that
Yeah.
might have become a thing after,
Maybe.
but
Could be.
or it could have been a regional thing. It might have been just from where you were from.
Kendall.
We're all from
I mean-
Miami.
Yeah, no, but like you're in elementary school, bro. Your exposure is to like 3 blocks. All your friends live in like a a 10-block radius around your school.
I heard Nads too. Nads was a thing. Yeah. All right. Mine is The Shining.
Nice.
Yeah. That's just, I don't know. It's classic to me. And I remember, when was it? Last year when the sequel came out?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and Dr. Sleep.
Dr. Sleep. Yeah. I thought it was good. They didn't ruin The Shining for me. So yeah, The Shining. I guess the whole story for me.
Okay. Oh, so you like it so much the sequel that you're willing to throw them together.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. I enjoyed
Yeah.
it. There's a lot of quotables from the original Shining. So
Oh, definitely.
I'm all about that.
Also, not to mention like what that movie did for like classic imagery of the genre.
Yeah.
I mean, fucking Geico's parodying it in commercials.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know.
And there's so much lore that goes along with that movie. Like there's documentary. Kubrick was just way out there, and he likes to put a lot of Easter eggs in his movies and shit like that. So
Kubrick was Kubrick, bro.
yeah, man.
There's no other.
Mm-hmm.
But hold on, these are your favorite Halloween movies?
movies.
Yeah, man.
I don't associate.
That was my number three.
Yeah. I think just general like movies that you associate with this time of year. I would
Yeah.
say.
Yeah. Oh, then
Uh,
just everything horror.
Yeah.
Fits.
Obviously horror is like the first thing that comes to mind. There's a couple of classic horror titles that jump right out of the name. But I think there are other types of movies that come out this type of year as well that don't get as much love as the horror genre does, and I think are just as good.
Yeah.
Pedro, you're number 3.
Number 3. Well, if you guys know me, I do the whole 31 Days of Misfits, and all I do is put music associated with horror and Halloween movies.
Yeah.
But top 3 for Halloween, not being necessarily being horror. Third one would probably be fuck it, Beetlejuice. Let's go Beetlejuice.
All right,
Nice.
classic comedy.
Yeah, Beetlejuice makes me think of Halloween just because Halloween I don't necessarily associate 100% with horror.
Yeah.
It's a lot. There's fun to it too. It's trick.
Well, there's
and
also
or treat.
it also just feels weird to watch Beetlejuice in like February.
No, it doesn't.
Nah.
But I fucking love that movie. I watch it
I
anytime.
can watch it anytime.
But
Huh?
it's like every year I have to watch like these 5. Well, these now, but 5 specific movies, and Beetlejuice is one of them.
All right.
Nice,
All right.
cool.
Number 2.
My number 2, and I think this is just, the media has programmed me this way. It is a movie that I can watch at any time of the year, but for some reason, this time of year, I guess just because they start playing it, I associate it with this time of year, and that's Young Frankenstein.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah. So that's a good one.
Young Frankenstein, just from beginning to end, such a great movie.
Yeah.
Another movie with so many quotable lines. A movie that, when I think about it, really, like, my cousin and I, like, really bonded over this movie. So much so that, like, when we went to Vegas and we stayed at Planet Hollywood, on the first floor where the elevators were, there was a big old, like, portrait of Igor.
Oh, yeah.
And as soon as I saw it, like, I snapped a picture of it and I texted it to him, and all he did was just text back like, "Frederick." So it's one of those things where, like, I have so much love for this movie. I have so many deep affections, like, and it was something so culturally important for me in my childhood that,
Yeah.
like, it's number 2 for me on the list.
All right. My number 2 is A Nightmare Before Christmas.
Nice.
Now, is that technically a Christmas movie or is it a Halloween movie?
Director said it's a Halloween movie.
But who gives a shit? It's my choice. So.
And again, one of those movies that will start playing like this week,
exactly,
and you will catch it randomly between now and Christmas.
Exactly.
It's definitely within the season.
Yes, it's a quarterly movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And
but yeah, I mean, all the characters are from like Halloween Town or something like that, right?
Yeah, except for Santa Claus, obviously.
Yeah.
Tim Burton actually said that he designed that movie to be. I'm a gigantic Nightmare Before Christmas fan. I love that fucking movie. But the director said it's a Halloween movie because his premise on it was when he was walking through stores during Halloween, the last month of or the last week of October, they would start putting like the Halloween stuff in the back and start putting the Christmas stuff in the front. So he kind of felt like Christmas was invading Halloween. So he made a movie about Halloween invading Christmas.
Nice.
It's a Halloween movie.
I did not know that.
Which, I mean, that guy would flip his lid now because now you start putting Christmas merchandise out in like September.
Exactly. So that's the whole premise of the movie. So it's supposed to be a Halloween movie, but it's very Christmassy. Like it's, I would argue it's a Christmas movie because of like the feels you get at the end of it. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've always had like a love-hate relationship with that movie because it's got a good story. I love the animation because it was, groundbreaking for its time.
It's the thing that gave fucking Tim Burton his image. It's his image.
Well, I would say Edward Scissorhands was probably more responsible for that.
No way. No, if you think of Tim Burton, the first thing anybody will fucking think of is scratchy black lines. That's all.
I'm thinking Batman, bro.
No, Batman didn't give him his. That's not his image.
That's the first thing that I think of.
He put an influence on Batman, but Batman's very much conforming to like what the comics were at the time.
Yeah.
I get it.
But no, my where I come with the hate from that movie is I think that movie like was instantly adopted by like all the goth kids at school and stuff.
It's always been.
Yeah.
And
I was
like right, but like I wasn't a goth kid.
Huh,
So like I feel like in my social circles that I was running around in, like it was almost like like, oh, you like that movie? Oh, are you one of those weird kids or
yeah,
whatever?
yes, sir, I am.
And I
that
think
was
then-
me in high school.
yeah, and then I also like, now look on it and see like how all like the girls fangirl over it, and I'm like, yeah, I was never one of those people.
Oh, I am.
I can appreciate it for what it is, but it never hit that like, and it could be the age difference. I know we're only a couple of years apart, but at that age, a couple of years, like that can make a big difference. Like if I was in like I think I was starting high school when you guys were like in elementary school, and Nightmare Before Christmas, I think is like what 95.
95, 96. I
95?
remember watching that
Yeah.
shit when I was in elementary.
So yeah, you guys were in elementary, but I was entering like freshman year into high school.
That movie was
I was
always
middle-
designed. Anything from Tim Burton has always been designed for the gothy, moody emo
Right.
kids. That's just how it's
But-
designed.
But I'm saying that the world of difference between me being a freshman in high school and you guys still being in like 6th grade or whatever, like that's culturally, like socially,
Yeah.
that was a big difference.
Oh yeah, I used to get bullied for liking that fucking movie. I used to have that shit on my trapper
And if we'd
keepers
have gone
all
to
that
school
fucking
together,
shit.
I might have been one of the kids bullying you just
Yeah.
because of the fact that like I was probably being bullied for something else.
Yeah.
What a dickhead.
What a dickhead. Yeah, but
Hey, bro.
I fucking wore
Yeah.
that shit nice and strong.
Social
Hey, look at that hot
order,
topic
bro.
kid. Yeah,
I
Yeah,
got picked on for my weight, so I turned around and picked on people I perceived as weaker as me. Look at me.
the
'Cause
sound of
that's
rolling
how it
dice
is, bro.
is like music in the air because I'm the gambling boogeyman. Though I don't play fair, let's do it. I don't give a goddamn. I love that fucking.
Yeah,
movie.
I never had any merch or anything like that. But if it's on TV, I'm watching it. You know what I mean?
I have that movie probably like 5 times. I have it on cassette, DVD, Blu-ray. I got the fucking book. I got the comic book. I got the illustrated story novel from fucking Tim Burton. I got everything. I love that fucking.
There you go.
Damn.
What's your number 2, Pedro?
Number 2 is a toss-up, but I'm gonna just say I'm gonna go with Evil Dead 2.
No.
Not the serious one, the campy one, because it's more Halloween.
Okay.
So
I like it.
Evil Dead 2, if you haven't seen Evil Dead was originally a movie from Sam Raimi, where he was diving into the whole horror theme, right? He was trying to make horror movies, but he made it very serious, or at least he thought it was very serious because it was very slapstick, even though it had like the serious tone. So when he made part 2, he was like, "Let me do this again, rewind. Let's retry this fucking bitch." So he remade the original movie with all the same plot like pieces that you need to tell a story, but he made it way over the top and super goofy. Like these monsters now had like bulging eyeballs and like just weird looking faces, and they're always making like stupid jokes, and everything is about like kicking something in the nuts, going. Wang! It's like those kind of things.
Yeah.
So like that was 2. Part 1 is a lot more serious. And then from 2 is where you get everything Evil Dead. That's like the canon. So you get Army of Darkness, which is part 3, and then you have Ash versus the Evil Dead, which is a continuation of the movies, which all stay in line with this campy horror comedy, I guess you would call it.
And then you had the
Evil
series.
Dead 2, I don't remember as a kid, but I remember that Army of Darkness got released right around the time that Uncle Nefarious hooked it up with the little black box.
Yeah.
So I remember growing up watching Army of Darkness, not knowing that it was a third part in a series.
Oh,
of
but
movies.
this isn't nostalgia based. I saw this movie for the first time when I was in college, and that just became a Halloween staple for me.
Yeah.
Like I
Nice.
fucking love that shit.
Right. But forever I loved Army of Darkness, and then I found out like, oh, Army of Darkness is like part 3 of like this series.
Yeah, part.
And I was like, oh,
technically
but are
part
the
2.
other ones like fun and campy like this too?
Only part 2. Part 1 is super serious.
By the
Oh,
way,
yeah.
if you're watching, go ahead and comment what your favorite Halloween movies are.
But yeah, the series is called Ash versus the Walking Dead, or the Evil Dead.
Yeah.
Walking Dead's another franchise.
So my toss up is another movie that's very much on the same vein. It's Dead Alive,
Mhm.
but I'm going with Evil Dead just because Ash is the best. If
All right.
anybody's seen Dead Alive, have you ever seen Dead Alive? Any of you guys?
Probably not.
You
Never
haven't
heard
seen?
of
Not that
it.
I know of.
I think it's the first. I think his name is Peter Jackson. Isn't that the guy who did Lord of the Rings?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
First movie he's ever made, and it's
Ah.
guys. I'm gonna put a link in the Facebook chat for everybody to watch it because it's spectacular.
Yeah, I mean, if it's available to
It's
watch,
on YouTube, boy.
there you go.
Oh,
All right.
Dope.
So my number one,
numero uno.
Ghostbusters.
Wait.
Oh, are we losing Gus?
No, you lost
Gus,
me.
you hiccup there for a little bit. Yeah, my
Oh.
number one is Ghostbusters.
Nice. That's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a really good.
Again, a movie that I can watch any time of
Alright.
year. But
Here we go.
yeah, get out.
I'm
Even as a Hispanic
Xiomara
person,
says I'm
Get
black,
Out is
so
pretty
Get Out
scary.
is pretty scary. Yeah.
And as a Hispanic person, it's pretty scary to me too.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say I 100% can empathize and realize what you would go through watching that movie, but I can say that as a person who's sometimes scared of white people, like I've been to Georgia and seen the Confederate flags. I've hoofed it to the car, you know. Because God forbid they hear my accent or they they find out my last name is Chavez,
Yep.
you know. But my number one is Ghostbusters, and again, a movie that I can watch any time of the year. But
Mhm.
for some reason, I don't know if it's just AMC or what it is. It's always on at this time of the year,
Yeah.
and it's one of the movies that like I will stop and watch every single time. It's that good, and I absolutely freaking love it. I love the sequel too.
Mhm.
The reboot from a couple of years ago. I would have done some different things,
Yeah.
but I can appreciate it. I think that movie's a classic example of let's get all the best people that we can find, and somehow what we put together is not as good as the people that we had in it.
Mm.
You know,
Yeah.
and I think a lot of that could have been resolved just by like a little bit of maybe some role reversal and stuff like that.
Or like
But-
actual characters. That'd be pretty good too.
Well, like I would have gone and like instead of making like Leslie Jones the subway worker that I would have made like Leslie Jones the Melissa McCarthy part
Okay.
and made her like one of the like scientist investigators. I would have
Exactly.
maybe made freaking Melissa McCarthy as the subway worker maybe.
Mhm.
I don't think you needed Chris Hemsworth in that movie.
Yeah, probably not, right?
Yeah.
I don't think so either.
How are you
Gianni-
gonna get the lady boners if you don't have him? Come on, guys. Get real.
By the
Get
way,
rid of
At
that
that point, it just
Gianni,
kind of feels gratuitous.
Gianni here says Michael Myers, that franchise is his favorite of the cliche horror movie characters.
Mike Myers?
No,
Mike
Michael Myers. Mike Myers is Austin Powers.
Correct.
Behave, Pedro. Behave.
Yes, Gianni. Kate McKinnon was perfect. That's the one character that I think really kind of did. But I think one of the reasons why Kate McKinnon was so good in that movie is because she played it straight. Like she wasn't trying to be like zany character over the top. She was like, "Oh, my character is like this crazy inventor person. I'm gonna keep on inventing crazy shit, but I'm gonna play it like I'm super serious about it."
Yeah.
Whereas, like, there are moments where, like, Melissa McCarthy and Kristen Wiig are like,
Slapstick.
I want to be more, yeah, I want to be more ham than you, and stuff like that. It's just, it was one of those things where it's like, and it wasn't a horrible movie. Like, it's not as bad as like a lot of critics made it seem, but like, it wasn't what it could have been.
Yeah.
And I'm super excited for the movie that we're the sequel that we're getting. That's the sequel to the originals with oh man, Ivan Reitman's son, with the director's son directing. I'm blanking on his name. I'll remember it later.
Yeah.
I'll remember it after we're off the air and it's no longer of any use to me.
Okay.
But yes, my number one, Ghostbusters. Again, just classic Halloween movie in my opinion.
All right. My number one is The Goonies. To me, to me, that's a Halloween movie. They always play it around this time of year. I think when the movie starts, there's some trick or treating going on, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know, but for me, it's a movie that's
I don't
around
know
this time
why
of
I'm imagining in my head Data in a costume trick or treating. So I think yes, you're right.
All right, good stuff. And yeah, that movie is just, I mean, that's a classic. You know what I mean? That I am dipping my hand into the nostalgia bucket right there. You know what I mean? That movie is just it was a big part of my childhood and grew up watching the Goonies every year. I love the Goonies. I even have a Goonies shirt.
There you go.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, Goonies. I don't associate with
Yeah.
Halloween in the slightest bit, but that's funny that you have that perspective. That's cool.
Yeah.
I've never thought of that movie and I not even like thought of it as a Halloween
Yeah,
movie.
I'll be honest. I hadn't thought of it either. And then what you said is true. It is always on at this time of year.
hmm
So yeah. All right,
Yeah.
Pedro, you're number one.
It's just the jump to the left, bro. Rocky Horror, man. That is the ultimate.
Figured that was coming.
It's the
Yeah.
ultimate Halloween movie. It's the best Halloween movie ever made. This shit
Yeah.
is so fucking good.
That was obvious that you were gonna go there.
I'll be honest. I debated whether or not to put it on my list because I kind of knew you would have it on yours.
Of course, man.
Yeah.
That's the biggest Halloween movie ever made. It's like the perfect one. That's me and Louie. We watch that shit every year. We've been watching it for almost 12 years running. It's fucking perfect. The music is amazing. It has like the feel of Halloween all the way through. It's just like creepy to just be creepy. There's no reason for it. The
Yeah.
costumes look so bad that it looks like Walmart costumes. It's awesome.
Did you hear the cast is reuniting?
Yeah, but I don't really care about any of that stuff. These guys are all old. I feel bad for Tim Curry. Like, God bless him, but the dude, he's not the same.
I know, but they're all going to get together for a little bit of a reunion.
Yeah, that's cool.
And so that's always cool.
Yeah.
I always love it when I hear the cast are still in contact after years of having done something.
That's one of those that will never not be in contact. That movie's such a cult following. Everybody's seen it.
And I believe before it was a movie,
it was a play.
Wasn't it a stage play? And weren't they the original cast of the stage play?
The Rocky Horror Show.
Oh shit!
And then the movie was Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yeah, and I believe they were the original cast.
No.
And except for maybe a couple of parts here and there, but I know the butler and the maids.
The butler
Tim Curry was the original Frankenfooter.
No.
On stage.
Nope. The butler, Magenta, with the girl with the big puffy hair. The butler is the writer and director of the movie, and then, or maybe just the writer. And Magenta was his partner in the play. And when they made it into a movie, they got all these other. I think actually you're right. I think Tim Curry was in the play, but everybody else was fitted for. I mean, a lot of them are American. Like you have Columbia. No, is it Columbia? One with the sparkly, super high pitched voice. I think that's
Columbia and Magenta.
Magenta. I just don't know which one's flipped. I don't know which one's the puffy haired and which one's the.
Well, I think aren't they interchangeable in the story?
No. It's whatever. That's an American girl. You have Meatloaf. That's also an American dude. You have
Meatloaf. Man, I always forget Meatloaf is in that.
Yeah. Meatloaf is like one of the best songs in that fucking thing. It's like that old school rock and roll shit. Instead of playing the guitar, he's rocking out on the saxophone. And that girl's losing her mind. She wants to drop all kinds of fucking soggy panties on his ass and shit. That bitch is loving that shit, bro. I fucking love that movie, guys. That movie's fantastic. Yeah,
I don't think I've seen that movie in 2 years, and I think the last time I saw it, I was with you.
Yeah, probably because I forced people to watch that shit.
I think we saw it at Marco's.
Yeah.
So
same.
It's a great one. It's a great movie.
Anyway, so we got a little bit of time. That we're only half an hour in. So,
dude, John. Yes, Susan Sarandon, still a fucking fox, bro. Till this day, she's still a fox.
Susan Sarandon has aged like a fine wine.
She's gorgeous, bro.
And some women age like vinegar. Some women age like wine. And Susan Sarandon has aged very, very nicely. If I had a thing for grandmas, I would definitely she'd be on the list.
I think you do have a thing for grandmas.
If they look like Susan Sarandon, yeah.
I don't, but she's definitely on the list. That lady's a babe.
Anyways, since we got a little bit of time, since we're only a half an hour in, and we've gone through our top 3,
Yeah.
It's time for another edition of Show Us Your Deck.
Drop the beat.
Yeah, there you go. Got to lower the volume on that. Gus, you want to bring up the deck pick there?
There you go.
So this week's is Marvel Universe Trading Cards Series 1, 1990, I believe, is the year on these.
Ooh.
Or 1991?
Nice.
Yeah, 1991. Anyways, slide these out.
See if I can.
Let's see.
Let me see if I can put our reactions on the side there. And nope. Nobody wants to see my face.
Yeah.
Oh well.
We got
Doc
yeah.
Ock.
Doc Ock, classic white suit. Now these were the first trading cards that I ever collected.
Oh, cool.
So these are the ones that kind of started me down the path. And I am missing one card from this collection that I'm hoping will be in one of these packs that I ordered. We got a classic Wasp there
Oh, nice.
in a blue and white look, probably from the late 70s, early 80s, most likely.
All right. All right.
Oh, we've got first appearance of Wolverine, Incredible Hulk number 84, I believe.
Oh, I have a card. I have one Marvel card, and it's a card that's like that. It shows the front cover of issue 1 of X-Men.
It's Incredible Hulk 181. There you
Nice.
go. First appearance of Wolverine. Nice.
Dope.
Then we've got a Wolverine.
Oh.
But this is, I think,
The
Patch
futuristic.
Wolverine, or
Is that a futuristic Wolverine?
this is Patch Wolverine.
Oh.
This is from I think the series in like the late 80s where Wolverine goes to like an Asian country and he's wearing like an eye patch.
Yeah, because eye patches are in.
Yeah, he's kind of like Patch Adams, except he doesn't make you laugh. He makes you cry.
Yeah. We got a single piece there, a single black piece suit. Then we've got famous battles, Wolverine versus Sabretooth.
Ah.
And that's the more classic Wolverine costume there, the brown and orange. You got Magneto.
Ah, look at Magneto there.
Yeah.
Slinging that metal around.
There you go.
Bro, go back to
Cyclops?
Magneto real quick. Look at this genius design. Capes usually make fucking characters look stupid as shit, but this guy, look what they do with Magneto. They make the cape go upward. Back in the like late 80s and the early 90s, that was like a design thing that everyone did. Batman had that, Superman had that shit, where like there was like so much volume to the cape, it almost looks like they had wings that were like closed up on their back.
Well, I mean, if you draw a cape and it's just kind of hanging, and there's no life to it, it's just kind of like, oh, there's just a block of fabric in the back of the costume.
Yeah,
Whereas
well, I
if
mean,
it's moving around, if it's doing something, it's a much more iconic look.
Exactly. In the words of Todd McFarlane, he says, someone asked him, "Oh, why does the cape always move around?" He goes, "Oh, because it's alive." So everybody kind of just draws like the cape's alive.
There you go. All right. Moving on. Yeah, Cyclops. Now, I believe this is his X Factor gear.
I had that action figure. Look at those fucking Captain America boots.
Yeah, this is definitely late 80s, early 90s. Before he would get the revamped look with the yellow bandolier across the chest and the mask that didn't have the top on it so his hair could stick through it.
Yeah, I like that better. This look is not appealing.
Yeah, but this is the I believe the X Factor look. Yeah, there you go. Group affiliation X Factor. This was when the original 5 X-Men kind of formed their own group separate from the other X-Men.
Ooh.
Say what you will about this one, but he looked meaner in this design than any other.
Eventually they brought back like similar looking designs. I think his most recent design, he's fully covered and the visor's like in the shape of an X.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
And we got here most valuable comics. We've got Captain America Lives Again. Avengers number 4.
Quattro.
Yeah.
What was the release date on that one?
March
64.
1964.
Wow.
Original price 12 cents.
Oof.
1990 Overstreet Price Guide, value $325 near mint.
What do you
So
think it's
30
at now?
years later, that's worth probably considerably more.
You think?
Yeah, I would think so.
What would you put it at? If you had to take a guess.
If I had to take a guess, based off of inflation and such, I would easily value it at like $1,300, $1,400.
Okay.
You know,
It's not bad.
they're just taking a stab. You know.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? With the movies having come out, maybe higher. Because
Oh,
back in
look at that.
1990, nobody really cared about Captain America because Captain America wasn't a movie star.
Yeah.
So. Super villains Ultron.
Does
I
it
like
tell you the artist in the back?
I
I think that's Chris.
don't think it has the artist on the back. I'm trying to see if maybe it's somewhere in the image.
It looks like Chris Claremont.
Well, wasn't Chris Claremont a writer?
Was he? I thought he was an artist.
Yeah, I think Chris Claremont was a writer, not an artist.
He's a writer.
Whoever's
not a writer.
whoever's
That
with his partner in those books. Then
Yeah, I
forgot
was
his
looking
name.
to see if it said it anywhere, but you know what? Nothing that can't be fixed with a little bit of quick research. I think in these days, all the cards were drawn by the same artist in this set. So you would just have to look up like Marvel Comics 1991, like who was the artist on the set.
It has to be the guy who worked
Ooh.
with Chris Claremont.
Iceman.
Iceman.
All right.
Right
All right.
there.
Yeah,
Also,
Breath is always minty fresh.
yeah, there you go. Wouldn't it be weird if it
John
wasn't?
Byrne.
Yeah, that would be weird.
Wouldn't it be weird if like it was cold but it smelled like hot peppers?
That would be weird. Cold hot peppers.
Yeah.
Silly goose. Ice don't have smell.
Classic Nick Fury.
Nick Fury. That doesn't look like Samuel Jackson at all.
Well,
That was
this is,
before.
this was before.
That was before he got he Michael Jackson this shit.
Where's his
Yeah.
beeper? Where's his beeper? That's what I want to know.
And
It's
one of
in
those
one-
pouches.
It's in one of those exactly. It's in one of those pouches.
And Marvel Girl, also known as Jean Grey.
Oh,
Yeah.
I hated.
I did not know that.
I hated how they illustrated her superpowers. It always looked like goo coming out of her head.
Yeah. But
Maybe
you
it
know,
is.
Marvel Girl, Jean Grey.
Maybe that's the stuff that's under New York City and Ghostbusters.
There you go. But hey, 3 out of the 5 X Factor members on this pack.
Ah,
So
Who's
not bad, man. Beast and Archangel,
oh.
because at this time he would be Archangel, not Angel.
Wait, why? So I had no idea that Jean Grey was also known as Marvel Girl.
Yeah, that was kind of how it kind of started out. Giant ghost face. Yeah, that's kind of how it started out. For some reason, I don't know why, in the 1960s, if you were a girl on a team, you were something girl.
Yeah, but
There
Marvel.
was only one Wonder Woman. All the other ones were girls. Even Invisible Woman, one originally starting out was Invisible Girl,
Hmm.
and would later on, eventually, like I think
Who made her
in
an
the late
invisible woman?
80s. Yeah, in the late 80s, I believe, is when she would become Invisible Woman.
I love how whenever Evan's trying to give us a little nugget and I throw a quick joke in there, he just goes, "Yeah," and then he just continues.
I'll be honest, I was so in my nugget of knowledge, I didn't even hear exactly what it was. To me, it just sounded like you said Invisible Woman.
Yeah, I said, who made her an invisible woman?
She kind of just matured into one, man.
Yeah.
No, actually, the real reason is because when they were writing her coming from an era where Marvel was doing like romance like novels or
Mhm.
comics, and she was pretty much just the girl of the team, and they didn't really write anything about her. So this was during a time where they're trying to revamp her and make her important. So they tried a bunch of things, and they went with Marvel Girl and all these other characters. I think what was that character where she was in the society, the high society,
You mean Hellfire Club?
Hellfire Club? Yeah, what was her name there?
That was fuck. That wasn't her. That was a clone of her.
Wait, you
That
talking about
was
Jean Grey?
Prior?
That was her. That wasn't a clone, wasn't it?
There's a
Whatever.
whole thing. There's
Whatever.
a whole thing
The
with
whole
Jean
thing is
Grey
that
and-
they try to make her important, and it never worked until Phoenix. Phoenix finally made her badass, or at least that's plot. Where in the '90s, where she was like super powerful, she was like OP. That's what made her important. But they tried a bunch of stuff, and Marvel Girl was one of them.
Madeline Pryor.
Yeah.
Fictional character appearing in comics. On and off again, antagonist of the X-Men. Married to Cyclops. And
So once she becomes Phoenix, she stays Phoenix, right?
No, they take the
yes and
Phoenix.
no.
They take the Phoenix out of her. That was the last story of the Phoenix because they wanted to execute her for all the crimes that she committed, and they took the Phoenix out of her, but it went back in her. It doesn't matter.
No.
Okay, yeah, Madeline Pryor. And after discovering that she was a clone of Jean Grey, eventually leading her to being manipulated into being a supervillain. Yeah, that's who Pedro's been thinking about. But technically, she was never Phoenix. She possessed the Phoenix Force. She became the Dark Phoenix, but the Marvel character known as Phoenix is actually Rachel Summers, who is an alternate dimension daughter of Jean Grey and Scott Summers, Cyclops.
The more you know.
Because there's one dimension where they have a girl, she's Phoenix. There's another dimension where they have a boy, that's Cable. And then there's the Age of Apocalypse, where it's like Nate Gray or something like that, who's X-Man. But the bunch of kids from Cyclops and Jean Grey just populating alternate dimensions all throughout the Marvel universe.
Right, but the point was they were trying to make her important. That's why there's a Marvel Girl. That's the only reason.
Honestly, the Dark Phoenix storyline is probably her biggest storyline, and what kind of cemented her as a character. Up until then, if you go back and you read a lot of old X-Men comics, she's just kind of there. She's kind of she's like a thing of an object of affection for Professor X, which is creepy. If you read original X-Men comics, there are a lot of thought bubbles of Professor X of oh Gene, if only I was a younger man, or and it's dude, that's creepy, because you're old enough to be your father,
All right.
So it's one of those things where I guess someone just thought it would be a good idea to put in this weird unrequited love that he had for her. It's no, dude, that just comes off weird now.
Yeah,
that has not aged well.
No, not at all.
Especially when you consider that those original X-Men storylines, they were all teenagers and underage.
They were all Jubilees?
Well, kind of, sort of. But I want to say Scott was the oldest one, and he was probably 17.
Give me the map, Scott!
Yeah. Anyways, I think that's going to wrap us up.
That's definitely going to wrap it.
Gus, man, so glad that you could make time in your schedule to fit us in. Pedro, we were discussing before you jumped on. If it's just you and me, bro, we might have to do something with your avatar, because I don't know if the people will be just happy just looking at my face through the entire episode. You might have to throw up some fresh artwork onto your icon there.
Nice.
That, or you can finally get a camera.
Nah, that's not happening.
Wear a mask, bro. Come on.
Nah. But I posted the Dead Alive movie on the fan page, so go ahead and check it out, bro. It's a good Halloween flick.
Yeah, cool.
I might do that during my breaks at work.
No, you're not. No, don't do that during breaks at work. Don't do that.
Oh, by the way, before I go, have you guys seen Midsummer and the other one?
I know about it. I have not seen it. What's the other one?
I forget what it's called. It's escaping me.
I
But
know
anyway,
Midsummer is like Midsomar or something
yeah,
like that.
yeah, like Midsommar or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. But whatever. Anyways, those two movies from that same director are supposed to be like really actually good scary movies or horror movies. And I just found out that they are on Prime. If anybody wants to check them out, because I know for a while you had to just watch them on some weird website there that I had no idea.
Well, I know Midsummer got a lot of praise.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a horror movie, but like it's not a horror movie. Like there's no supernatural elements to it or anything like that. It's just like weird cultish behavior and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But sometimes that shit's scarier than the supernatural.
Yeah,
Like,
pretty much.
Like I find way scarier the idea of like going to like some European country and like accidentally getting like finding myself in a village in the middle of like some cultic ritual is a lot scarier than like, you know, the dead rising from the grave, because that's probably never gonna happen. You know.
Yeah, no thanks. Nobody wants to deal with any of that stuff.
Yeah.
The other one was
But,
Hereditary. Hereditary was the other one.
But if you're a European country and you're inviting tourism, please let us know what towns to avoid during what times of year, so we don't you know, I don't want to, or like hostel, says Jessica in the chat. Yes, definitely, or like hostel. Please flag those for us. One
Avoid people with
star.
dog tattoos, I guess.
Went with my buddy. My buddy disappeared. 1 star. Stay away.
1 star.
1 star because you can't give it 0.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Anyways, this has been another edition of We Ain't Found Sith. You can find us on all social media platforms at We Ain't Found Sith. If you're watching us on Facebook, thank you so much for being a part of the Facebook group. If you're watching us on YouTube and you like what we talked about, you kind of just want to hang out with us from time to time, go ahead and click that like button and the subscribe button. If you're watching us on Twitch, I don't know how Twitch works, so
just do whatever you do to follow us.
Yeah,
just click follow.
There you go. There you go. Lopes, tell them what to do. You're a Twitch guy.
Yeah, you just hit follow.
There you go.
That's it.
Jessica, we try to do the show Wednesday nights, usually around 8:30. You can also, you know, we are available as well as a podcast on Spotify, on iTunes. Although little bit of miscommunication, the last like 3 episodes have not been uploaded onto the feed. So hopefully we've taken care of that, and we'll be uploading those immediately. But we try to do this weekly.
Yeah.
We change up the topics from time to time. And sometimes, you know, Pedro and I go do battle because, you know, sometimes Pedro thinks something is trash and I actually like it. So
sometimes Pedro's right and you're just delusional. It's just how it goes sometimes, but it's all good. It's all good. We all friends here.
There you go.
Yo, Army of Dark. Oh no, never mind.
Army of Darkness, yeah.
I was on Amazon Prime. I thought it was free, but it's not. You have to rent it.
Whack.
But it's probably playing on Stars or something.
Yeah, if you still have one of those TV things, sure.
Yeah, which I do. I'm old school. Anyways, thank you guys so much for joining us, and don't forget tomorrow morning, 8:00 a.m. OnSideRadio.com. You can catch our boy Gus, the Morning Juice, with Lemon City Live every single morning from Monday to Friday, 8 to 10. And do you guys know yet when you'll be doing the podcast episodes? Are you going to be doing like the Friday nights streams like you do?
Yeah, probably be Friday nights.
All right. Yeah. So later, Sith heads.
Later.